Hello everybody, it is Badger Wild and we're back with the Space Engineers Tips video, this time pertaining to the new farming update that has now happened. Yes, we are going to be figuring out and helping you guys with some farming coming in. Now, without further ado, let's get started. So, while you're in Space Engineers, down at the bottom left of the screen, we all know that area well, and that is where all of your different gauges are at. That's where your health bar, energy, O2, and H2 are at. We now have a new one called hunger, and hunger is one of those things that constantly depletes. Now, this is also pertaining this little ability here or little trick will help you not just with the hunger gauge management, but it will also help you with maintaining those key buffs you need in the game, which helps you grind faster. It just makes you better, faster, stronger. You can see right here, I have 150 life points right now, or HP. And I'm just running and gunning right now on this. But turning around here just to prove to y'all that this has been an interesting survival, I don't have I don't have all the components for my survival kit type 2. So I am gonna have to get some more silver at some point and fix this up. But so far, I've been able to survive in this little run without it. Because if I lost, I would just end up being shipped somewhere far, far away. So hunger, how do we make it work? One of the problems with hunger, and you're gonna find this out early game as you're playing, is you're gonna run into the problem of, oh hey, as you are waiting for things, there is now a gauge that's going to deplete at the same time everything is being built. And sometimes what that's going to do is it's going to reach a point where you are not going to be able to just go in there and do something. You're going to run out of health. You're going to run out of your food. Your food gauge is going to go down constantly, just like power. The difference in power is with power gauge, that's pretty easy to solve. You just hop into a chair and you let it fill back up. The
Fuel
problem with food,
critical.
and this is something that's very, very interesting, is with the food, is we go over here to the production of the food supply. The first meal that you can make, the easiest one you can make, is the kelp crisp, and it only gives you a fill value of 12%, which means on your hunger bar, 12 points of your hunger bar will be filled every time you eat one of these crisp packs. And you cannot stack these things, at least not traditionally. You have to eat one and then allow the kelp crisp to get done being digested before you can eat another kelp crisp. So you can't just pull an arc and stack them all. Now, this doesn't become much of a problem as you get further along in the game, because as you get further along in farming and all this, you get meal packs like steak dinners, which are going to give you a fill value of 100%. So then it's just like pop one, you're done, you're golden for a while. But in early game, you're going to have trouble because as you are getting other things done, just like with power falls, O2 falls, you can solve these problems pretty easily. But hunger is one of those things that requires a kind of constant management. It's not a one stop shop early game. So, how do you solve this when you're sitting here? Well, number one, I would suggest early game complete as many tasks as you can without moving, or before you can stop moving. Anything that you can do around the base, get it done, get it working. If you got food that needs to be planted, if you got ice that needs to be gotten, take the time that you have your hunger bar up and use it wisely. Now, drops are going to drop you some interesting food items. You can grab those and start storing them up as well. But one of the things that you can do also, and this doesn't work with chairs or cockpits, because chairs and cockpits, we can hop into them to an extent. We can get our O2 filled up and we can get our energy gauge, our electricity, our batteries filled up as well. But when it
Fuel
comes down
critical.
to our hunger gauge, we're going to have to eat something early game. We're going to have to eat a kelp crisp at a time. So how do we make that work? How do we do this? How do we stop it? Now, you can't you can't all the time fill the gauge, but you can maximize the use of it. And what we're going to do here is we're going to use a little block that has mostly been for decoration, but now has found some utility in early game management. And that is the bed. You can hop into the bed, and as you see right here, and this works with any bed, you now have a pause on your food gauge. Your hunger bar has now stopped. It is not dropping as fast. It actually doesn't drop at all while you're in this particular mode. So while you're in this mode, your hunger gauge is basically your your hunger is basically paused. Now, you're thinking, Badger, this is pretty cool, but how's this going to help me with kelp crisps and everything else? I can pause this. Well, go into your inventory, and pop a kelp crisp. And you can see down there, you can see the 47, 48 at the bottom left hand of the screen, 49, and we're back up to 50. So we have our hunger gauge paused in the bed. The bed has now become an essential beginner block you're going to want to make. They're very simple. They don't require a whole lot. I think it's just a couple small steel tubes, small steel pipes, and some construction components and interior plates. That's it. So you can just simply apply that stuff. And when the hunger gauge stops filling, you can just hit it again. Even if you kind of miss it for a little bit, you can just start filling up. And I would suggest doing this after you've gotten a bunch of tasks complete. If you're waiting on food to produce, if you're waiting on components to be brought in, or you're waiting on ores to be refined, or let's just say you're waiting for, you want to just shut down the power and just kind of go low power for a little bit till the sun rises and your solar panels can kick on and start building up the entire place. Now you have a reason to get in the bed and use it like a bed. Okay, it's now an essential part of survival. So, yes, if you found this interesting, ladies and gentlemen,
Fuel critical.
please be sure to drop me a like and a comment. It helps out and tells YouTube that this is content that you are willing to interact with, and it really helps. Don't do it for just me, though. Do it for every creator that you like or know, because trust me, it helps all of us out. It's the easiest way to support a channel. Also, hit the bell for notification. And if you want to do a little more for the channel, or you just want to see all these videos early, you're just seeing a bunch of members only content, you're like, man, I wish I could get a hold of that. Members only is only 99 cents. That's right, less than $1. You can become a member of the channel and you can get all the videos that I am putting out early before anyone else can. You can see all these cool tips, and you can be there with your buddies and be like, they'll be like, man, I really wish our hunger gauges weren't that bad. And you can go, hey man, I built a bed in the back there. And you're probably not going to see, and you probably were a member and you got to see this video early, and you're going to be like, oh man, I know how to solve this problem. You can go in there and just be like Mr. Smarty Pants, and go in there and be like, hey, I solved our problem. You guys get in the bed and it'll pause your hunger. And one guy can be running around doing his job. We'll just set everything to tasks and everything. You guys can survive a lot easier. But anyway, folks, as I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this helps you with the hunger and makes y'all better engineers. And love to see some of y'all's builds. Be sure to check that out in the Discord and go check it out. Drop us some of your builds. A lot of us in the Discord love seeing other people's builds. We love looking at y'all's stuff. And as usual, I am Badger Wild saying stay safe, stay frosty, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye for now.